Ah, the ruins of Ronka. Welcome back to Final Fantasy V. We're in a place that has, first of all, I don't think there is a Great Serpent here, regrettably, but there is some pretty nice stuff for us to get here, in addition to just proceeding through the plot. And it's not these guys, not the stoned masks. The big thing that we want to get out of here, aside from proceeding with the plot and a couple other things, is that if we find the I think they're called Enchanted Fan in later versions of the game, but here they're probably called like Fan Man or something. That is the dude that teaches us White Wind, which is a very helpful thing for blue magic. For ye old blue mages. Because it's a heal. And more importantly, it does something very, very special that other heals don't do. Would anybody like to take a quick guess as to what that is? Before I explain it. Ding! Yes! It bypasses being zombied. I think you can still heal somebody who is afflicted by the zombie status, but more importantly, if we equip somebody with bone mail, not to be confused with bone meal, they can be healed with White Wind. Which is pretty important, because bone mail is pretty good. Again, Blue Mage is such a weird class at times. Car full of zombies. Incredible. Like, you have to do a lot of looking stuff up to find out where to get the good skills for Blue Mage. But, oh boy, it can do a lot for you. Once you overcome the trials. Unfortunately, I think that once you got into games where it's like they made it easier for you to learn the abilities, they just kind of made them not as good most of the time. I guess FF9 is kind of the best sort of middle ground for that. Because sure, you kind of have to do a little bit of reading a guidebook in order to make the most of learning Queen's Blue Magic. But it's very easily accessible, and it's at a power level that makes sense for a regular action. Just be fat, beat every mob, yeah. There's a little bit of having to make sure you get the HP ranges correct, though, but that's about it. Yeah, Quina just shows up and fucking eats you. That's slightly disturbing. But, what was I gonna oh yeah, so if I recall correctly, like, Quistis can learn Blue Magic quite easily if I remember right, but also, it's her limit break in 8, right? Yar, that's gonna replace the whale in me nightmares. Nice. And, of course, since we've played FF10 on this channel, I still haven't completed the post-game for that, so that's... Ooh, now I'm getting double pissed off about failing to save after 3 hours of Dark Cloud yesterday, because I would have loved to have just spent the weekend prepping FF10 and start on the post-game of that I didn't finish starting next week, but oh well. You can do some silly shit to always be in limit break mode. Well, Fair enough. I actually don't... I didn't play that much of FF8. I started it and I was like, I'll get back to that later. As I always do. And I don't remember any of it offhand. Grind money, use money. Yeah, more or less. But at least I could show off all the, like, special bosses at the arena. And then maybe I could attempt to demonstrate fighting penance without skipping it. But I'd probably also try to show off hitting penance with the old Zanmato. Hell yeah, eventually I'm gonna... That will definitely be a thing at some point. But yeah. Yeah. So we played that a couple of years ago. I played it on Switch. And the graphical fidelity was Nintendo Switch. So, what do you expect? But we basically already know that Kimahri has honestly probably the easiest way to learn blue magic in the entire series. Or pretty high up there. It's literally just, okay, cast this extremely fast ability on enemies that it doesn't do a ton of damage, but you gain back health and mana for it, and, you know, it's very fast acting, too, so it's not a huge waste of time to do it. But then, his blue magic is in his overdrive, which isn't quite as abusable as some of the stuff in FF8. And it is weak as shit, also. I think maybe the worst part is that blue magic in 10, aka Ronso Rages, not strong! Switch 2 for $700, complete with the $100 controller and the $150 fast micro SD. Yeah, because they use the, like, micro SD XC or whatever format it is that they required you to have. Ah, yeah, here we go. Fan wizards. That's what we're looking for. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of these guys, but as I say, they've got a good move for us. To be totally honest with you, I'm in about the same boat. The Switch 2 at this point is not exactly a thing that has games that I really care about on any proper level. Not yet. So it just ends up being one of those, like, oh, that would be nice kind of things. And then I just think about, oh yeah, in a couple of months, Joy-Cons will be drifting on that again, and I will have to, quote-unquote, send them back to Nintendo for replacement, which means I will never get them back. $99% work on... Yeah, I mean, there's... That's true, too. That there's already, So I guess for people who are like, oh, well, I would prefer to have the legal method. Oh, Shiggy's penis. Ugh. You know, at least I have the decency and dignity to be like, I just like hardware. I'm not a corporate bootlicker. Well, yeah, remember that my asterisk there is specifically about 4K, right? And yeah, I mean, technically there's that, but remember, if somebody is kissing Shiggy's ass so hard that they... And remember that I'm specifically name-checking Shigeru Miyamoto here because none of these people actually know anybody else who's not Shiggy, right? Like, they might know Reggie, but come on, do you guys know any of the other... And by you guys, I mean the Nintendo fanboys here. Yeah, they're a corporation, and quite frankly, I feel like the amount of, like, childhood goodwill that they've propped up, that a lot of people are willing to give them credit for things for that, has got to have expired by this point, right? Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I guess that's not wrong. I would love to follow this up by saying, like, how many of them are sincerely looking over at some of the things they've released? And I was going to make a joke about the more modern Fire Emblem games, but then I realized that we're also talking about the audience. God, there were the people who were dunking on somebody who was posting something of, like, the Nintendo Directs aren't for me anymore because the last one had too many Fire Emblems and shit or something. And it's like, yeah, guys, you can't start getting all salty about JRPGs when you're playing primarily video games from a Japanese company, full stop. Fucking honky-ass, honky motherfuckers. Anyway, sorry. But... see, I think Nintendo Direct is worthless just because I don't really give a shit about modern games, mostly. Well, I guess it depends on what constitutes modern, right? Because somebody could be like, oh, well, the Nintendo Switch is, like, maybe 10 years old. Is that not still technically a modern era? I'll just be like, yeah, you know. Personally, perhaps I'll get some flack for this. But I think that the people who are not interested in playing RPGs are kind of weak. Like, get the fuck over yourself, you know? Actually, I would say that the action games are not necessarily as good, but, you know, I digress. Oh, right, yeah, they do have to be literate to be able to play an RPG. You're right. You're right, Lears. They can just go... they'll just ignore the plot, just like... you know, every Final Fantasy XIV player. They'll just... suddenly be like, suddenly I cannot read. Can't onga bunga. Imagination! Yeah, exactly, right? You kids gotta play the Metal Gear Solid games more, so that way you can just get to the part where Hideo Kojima comes on screen and explains to you the themes like you're 5. Yeah, I mean, remember, we've got people who have been so... some people have definitely been so very severely tricked that they need AI to do things for them. Because they started listening to all the rich people and they started thinking, oh, well, they're rich, they must be smarter and better at things than I am. So therefore... you dumb motherfuckers. Anyway... well, Lears, you bring this up, and you're not necessarily wrong to, but I do want to put forward one thing. What percentile of this is they need the super speed in order to deal with the fact that they're, like, borderline ADHD, versus the algorithm keeps feeding them 7-hour videos about fucking Grumpy Cat. But anyway, that's enough of my jabbing here for a second. Just for a second, anyway. I'm gonna go with the right person here. Oh wait, shit, read. Yeah, exactly. Well, don't spoil it for me, Tev. I didn't watch the video. I'm sure that's a whole mess of things. I don't remember any of the, like, real story behind any of that because I kind of stopped being terribly It's like any meme. It just kind of got, like, played to death, and, you know, maybe I'm the person who only finds my overplayed jokes that I already find funny to be funny, but also... Yeah, anyway, I digress. Most of that statement was simply just me being mean, and these guys are shockingly good dodgers for being these swole gladiator men's. But yeah, there was this old meme of a very long time ago that maybe people still circulate. I don't know for sure. It's a picture from the Nozaki-kun manga. Pardon me. Did I just say manga? Wow, how white am I? Don't answer that, because if you were able to say that, oh son of a bitch, we gotta actually shoot the medic first, you idiot. But basically, this meme was an image of, like, one character saying, you should also read some shoujo once in a while so you can learn to feel something, or something to that effect. And I kind of feel like that, except it's RPGs in place of whatever else. You should also play some RPGs once in a while so you can develop a fucking soul. Granted, I don't know if you want to take my advice, because I mostly play garbage in general, so... I do want that treasure chest, though. I was looking to see if there was, like, an alternate path that I had to enter or something, but no. No. And, I mean, ultimately, what I can say here is that when it comes to... If you want, you know, play RPGs so you can feel a feeling. Did you know that this, like, entire series is on sale on Steam for what are, by Square Enix standards, decent discounts? Because, let me tell you what. If you haven't played this game, you absolutely should. There's also, like, a couple of other pretty good games in there, like... FF4, FF6 are there. From a gameplay perspective, I think 2 is an interesting game. FF2 wouldn't really appeal to everybody, but hey. You can buy the IP of Mischief Makers and pay Vanillaware to remake it in their style. That'd be an incredible use of, like... I'd say, wouldn't that be kind of expensive? But... I suppose I don't know how much shit like that would cost, especially... Well, more the, like, part where it's you handing off money to Vanillaware to do the development more than purchasing the rights to Mischief Makers, although the idea of purchasing the rights to anything is always kind of like, ooh, that sounds painful. On the other hand, I bet Treasure could really use the money no matter what, so, like, you could probably just be like, hey, yeah, I'll buy you guys lunch, and you'd be able to get it, but, yeah, see, it's funny you mentioned Dragon's Crown, because that was going to be my next part, is, like, I'm not the most knowledgeable about a large part of things to do with video games. What constitutes Vanillaware's style? Is it just Dragon's Crown? Is Marina gonna look like that sorceress? Does it count as being read for filth if you just state it publicly? Anyway. And all that for an elixir is actually kind of worth it, to be honest with you, because unless I were to actually go farm them up. Yeah, that's fair. Keep in mind, again, at least part of this is me playing off of my own ignorance, so... Man, I probably should have gone and gotten another one of these coral swords, that way Bartz could... Oh, wrong one. Nah. That way Butts could have a little bit more damage, but... Anyway... Yeah, it is kind of a shame, just in general, that Treasure is, like, not as much of a going concern anymore as it used to be. Okay, the Lamia is another enemy that we actually really want to show up here. And we're gonna have to cast control on it and hope that it actually works. Did I ever play or have interest in... I've never played it, but... so I can't really weigh in too much on how interested I am, but... Oh no, Lena got silenced. But also, I mean, there's a lot of games that I've never played, so... What else is new? Would you take control of this damn thing already, Galoof? I guess we'll clobber it we'll clobber the Lamia a couple of times. And just get somewhere with this a little bit. Maybe it's relative to the amount of HP lost. Okay. Go on guard. No, I wasn't talking about on guard. Don't be ridiculous. Not the funny fish. Don't be so silly. Although, speaking of fish, Thousand Needles called blowfish in this game for some reason. But, of course, we can learn Thousand Needles, aka blowfish, for our blue mage, because you usually can. And although this game didn't have cactuars for some reason, I guess those just hadn't been invented yet. Just tasty crustish. Thank you, Brysolf. And then I just think about eating crustaceans, and I think about the fish, and then I realize... Wait, no, those aren't crustaceans. Those are mollusks, you fool. And yes, and then I think about eating hooks. A classic mangling of audio from the world of things that were said by Brian Sulphur, Brysolf, that were contorted into whatever nonsense Lears decided to turn it into, which is probably what he's saying there. I mean, well... Oh, Galoof is eating dirt, eating hooks. Oh, right, I should probably be killing the fan wizard first, shouldn't I? More like Galoof. Yep. Good one. Man, if I didn't like having damage dealers or something, I would actually have... I'd probably turn someone else into a white mage. So that way I could have a couple of them. At least get a couple of people to learn white magic. So that way I could have more healing. Because using potions in battle sucks. They take a while to get anywhere with the healing. Oh, you don't have enough mana for raise anywhere. Well, boo earns. Anyway, importantly, I don't need control on Galoof for this area anymore. I guess unless I want it. So... yeah, I mean, forget it. Ooh, we got a gold shield. I mean... honestly, that's not a bad choice. It's just that... it's just the RNG is kind of like... you know, it's a little bit poopy if you're sitting there just getting no turns. Anyway. Two-handed. I'm not gonna... yeah, meanwhile, Lena has, like, no useful abilities at the moment. Because she is only been a knight the entire game. Just because I was like, I want a physical damage dealer, and I picked her for some reason. Like, I guess I could switch her to monk or something. But then there's also the part in the back of my head that's like, max out the class already, so that way you can get your, like, equipped sword or something. Meanwhile, the only class that I've actually maxed in this entire playthrough so far is Geomancer for butts. Which, honestly, I'd probably have done, like, way too early, because... I don't need that yet. Anyway, good to know this place was a dead end. That was kind of what I was hoping to be informed of at some point, but... it took me a while to actually get there. Oh, hey. Save point. Good. Very good. I can get my mana back without spending one of my actually semi-valuable ethers. I already threw one of those at a headstone earlier in the game, and I'm bothered by it. Those things are supposed to be stocked up and never used, right? It's an RPG of this vintage. You don't get ethers basically at all, right? Actually, you probably can buy them by now. I forgot. A lot of floor transfers here for some reason. I guess why not, right? Oh, right. There's a guy in the back. Remember your priorities here. Just keep clinking through these guys real quick. So we can. Italy may not necessarily be that much, but hey, we got there. Hey, nice, a mithril shield. I think that might be the shield that we already have, but if not, that's pretty good. Yeah, it is what we have already. Never mind. That is pretty good in other circumstances, but at the moment, it's not doing a ton for us right now. Oh. See, this would be a good place for me to actually have the whole sensor ability on, right? Makes sense, now that I think about it. Yeah, so we'll turn dash off for now and turn on find hole. Yeah, I mean, we still run decently fast when we're pulling the button anyway. Ooh, here we go. Here's a Hydra. These dudes absorb lightning. Hold up. I need to see what I can do about this guy. If it's just bail or what. Yes, I got White Wind earlier. It's vulnerable to level 5 death, but unfortunately I don't have blue equipped to Ferris. I have learning equipped, so the other side of the equation. Yeah, I think our solution here is just run away. Well, thankfully it was nice and easy. It does, it's just that it would be a huge pain in the ass to actually get there, because it absorbing lightning means that I can't use like 2 of my attackers on it because they're equipped with coral swords. Ooh, we got an ancient sword. The ancient sword is pretty neat for a variety of reasons. One of which being that it inflicts old on enemies when you hit them with it. Sometimes. Hey, you know what? I will equip blue to Ferris. Don't have any Galoof. Now, they wouldn't be humanoids, so they'd be less effective, somehow. I don't know how that works, but okay. We'll just have to roll with it for now. And we'll equip steel on butts because of reasons. Find hole. Have we found hole? Wait. Yeah, we were using the find hole ability earlier so that way we could avoid the pit traps in that treasure room. You guys have anything to steal? Maybe you do, but I couldn't steal it, because I don't know a whole lot about, like, the math for steal rates. I could, but I'm lazy, and I have the ability, so I can just toggle it on and off if I need to. We made that enemy massively old and it didn't even reduce the damage. Whoa. Get me out of this fight. I need to remember to heal. Ah. We can use blue magic out of battle, right? Am I stupid? Where is this? There it is. Oh, I can't use it out of battle. Well, fair enough, but... Oh. This is basically all I've got to say about that. Well... I suppose we just carry on and I'll use it the next time battle starts. Or something. Steal from one of these toads. I want to see if they got an item that's any good. 28 mana, that ain't cheap. Hypnotoad, yes! Yes! All glory to the Hypnotoad! Oh, well. May not hypnotize us, but it can turn us into a frog. Well, I guess it's supposed to be a toad that we turn into, but... I mean, I'm calling it a frog anyway, because I'm rude. No! Butts, you failed to steal because you were a frog. Toad. Toad frog. Some sort of, amphibian. I was taking a moment, I couldn't remember the word I was thinking of, and I almost said crustacean. That's right, Butts, you're a crustacean now, not an amphibian. What do you mean that's a very silly thing to suggest? Well, it is, but... All things do return to... It's true. I don't believe... Like, I think maybe Galoof can use Isuna, but... I don't remember if that's the thing that works on it. Because in the back of my head, I'm like, surely I need to use the Toad spell for that, right? Or am I thinking of a different game? Regardless, I'm popping in here to take a look at everybody's Jorb EXP here real quick. It does not. Excellent, we got another save point. They are giving me quite a few of these. They're feeding them to me like candy. Which is great, because of reasons. Hey, can I steal a defrog from this guy or something? No. Especially now that the game doesn't want me to. Pottage. And an ether. And then a whole load of me going... What direction now? Oh, I think this way. Right. That makes sense. Alright. Press the button. Pull a lever. And hey! There he is, the king. Silence, beat him quickly. Changes weakness at will. Oh boy. Alright, everybody. It's time for Archaeoavis. This is, hey, I think I've seen this thing in FF14. But it's got nothing to steal, apparently, so that's kind of nice, I guess. And he's hitting us with that air wing. Oh, I wish I had been ready for that. I could have white-winded. Yeah, he must be protected against lightning right now. You know what? Can I hit him with the... Can I hit him with... God, 25 MP. Blue magic costs so much, dude! That's right, I'll blow your fish. Wait. Yep. Well, yeah, in case I haven't explained it, and I very well may not have, Blowfish is 1,000 Needles. It just was... I don't know why it was fucking rendered as Blowfish, but... You know, sure. Basically, up until about FF7 or so, it was called Blowfish for some reason. I did, however, forget that it was Blowfish in this game until I got it. Obviously, in later localizations, it's correctly translated. Translated, I say, as if that's the problem. But I am more familiar with the use of the name Blowfish in FF6. Where you actually get it from cactuars. Oh, pardon me, they're cactrots in that game, sorry. I didn't mean to overrepresent it. Although cactrot is a pretty good name. I enjoy that. Oh shit, he's absorbing lightning now. Oh, stop that! You buffoon! Played the game correctly. I don't have enough mana to do another Blowfish, do I? Well... Here, have some Ice the Second instead. Sword? What if I put on my ice sword here and... and hope that he doesn't switch to... Oh, he's dead. Never mind. Yep. He's not dead. Revived. Wow, alright. F from the crystals. FK in the coffee. FK in the crystals. Did he just Tusk Gallop so hard that he became confused? Fucking hell, are we missing with not everything, but like every elemental attack that we're using here? Jeez. And we're out of mana, because of course we are. Well, here, let's feed him a high potion. Just called a potion in this game because regular Babby potions are called tonics. I'm trying to just hit him! Shut up! Here, screw it. I'm gonna use an elixir on Ferris. Look at all of them sparkles. Unfortunately, you yelling "just hit him" just made me think of, there's this song by Warren Zevon called The Hockey Song, and its main title is actually Hit Somebody! With an exclamation point at the end, and they have... He's got I think it's David Letterman even doing the voice, and like at various parts of the chorus, he'll just yell, "Hit somebody!" Which is, I mean, come on, that's not all there is to hockey, but also it is very funny to me. All right, is he dead this time, or is he gonna revive again? Nah, he's dead. Well, we used that elixir for basically nothing. Classic. Remind me of Big Baby and a player. Nice. The whole section started calling you a big baby. Look at the kerning on that M and W. Is my cursor showing up on screen? It's not. It is now. Incredible. Guys, I think we may have screwed up. That sounds like cat behavior, yeah. Don't you try it. Step aside, I'll punch him in the... Oh. Oh no, King Tycoon is gonna get us. Oh, now you've offended the great serpent. What the heck? Just some random little girl showing up and saving the day out of nowhere. It's just like one of my Japanese animes. Would have been so funny if I was kind of expecting it to, like, hit the ruins and, like, take a massive chunk out of them for some reason. Galoof, do you know this small child? The question mark bounces away. That's cute. This game is funny. Galoof got his memory back. Oh, dude, you could have sold that for a fucking fortune on eBay. Memory is really expensive nowadays because of all the fucking AI shit. Cost more. Yeah, no kidding. Salsa. Great translation. Thank you, game. Salsa. Yeah. Oh, crap! Yeah, I got a new egg ad in the email today, so I get to take a look at the prices of stuff. That's always fun. And by fun, I mean... Fucking $400 for 32 gigs of DDR5. And the cheapest that they were advertising to me for 64 gigs of DDR5... $834. Bruh. I hate the price of technology right now. It's fucked up. Here's X-Death. I'm back. Did you miss me, old man? And he hits us with some more PK flash or something. I mean, ultimately, it's probably not necessary. It's more just one of those things where it's like, What the shit are these fucking prices, dude? You want me to... You're trying to sell me these memory kits for $1,000. You are taking the absolute piss. Realistically, this means that I should have, like, gone up to family members and been like, hey, yeah, 2 years ago, like, right when Donny Boy was elected. Unfortunately, then I probably wouldn't have had the foresight to keep my current stuff, because I could just as easily go back to, I'm using this rig and I feel comfortable in terms of its overall quality. If I was in a position like that, I could just be like, okay, it's an investment. It tripled in price. I can eBay this shit and I can go and get a real hobby. Like smoking or doing crack. Or compulsive gambling. Or Warhammer. It'd probably be cheaper for me to get into fucking Warhammer now than it would be to buy a, like, DDR5 and super high-grade gaming PC. Thank fuck I don't need it! And thank goodness every video game company is just trotting out absolute donkey dick constantly instead of actually good games. And even when the good games do show up, they're like, oh, hey, by the way, we used AI to create these assets. Go fuck yourself, dude. Go blow a fucking carburetor. I don't know. You can tell I'm getting a little bit on the salty end of things. It's just like, man, if I can avoid it, I refuse to play things that I know have AI in them, which, again, I said there was like one game in all of those like shows of shit that they were showing off that looked good to me. I bet it's got assets made with tons of AI. Yeah, I wish I could rename my characters, because then I could have renamed Lena to Chips. Or something, I don't know. Fuck. Chips and salsa, you know. Man, now I want some tortilla chips. Anyway. I'm having a problem. Oh, no. Oh, for anybody who was expecting this commentary to not be, like, unhinged, I apologize. I feel like one of these days I've got to, like, stream while on cocaine or something. Asterisk, note, I have never done any of those, and I would never actually do them either. It's a big joke. I'm just saying that I'm, like, acting like a total fucking nut job right now. Anyway, we got Samurai, we got Pointy Stick Guy, we got Dan, and we got Chemist, which is the class that I wanted. So we gotta... Stop it! I don't know anything about Breaking Bad, but I laugh anytime the memes happen. Anyway, hey Krill, check out our cool flying boat. Stop laughing at smoking, crack, gambling, Warhammer in that order. Oh, jeez. Oh. And in the back of my head, I'm like, I can combine all of those by just, like, whaling in a gacha game, couldn't I? Wait. Wow, look at Luffy. He's just standing all the way out on the prow of the ship. I'm kind of impressed, actually, by the fact that he can keep his balance up there. Ah, I see. Exdeath is a space wizard. Came here 30 years ago to destroy the Earth's crystals. 3 other Dawn Warriors and I used to trap him here. Thought everything was settled. Well, where are the rest of those guys? Can we, like, hire them so that where we can have a party of 8? Remember that when I say party of 8, I'm assuming that Krele will be joining us as an extra. You do like that X looks like a DNA twisty? Yeah, I mean, he's a genome soldier mage, I guess. I don't know. God. If you just try hard enough, every game ends up looking like Metal Gear a little bit. Oh, you better believe I'm going to find a way to make it even worse. Krele, yeah. I did pronounce it Kryl at least once. And Krill. I realized something was happening to the crystals. Oh, see, you had to, like, launch yourself by cannonball to get over here, huh? I'm assuming that that's the deal with the meteorite. Like, what's the deal with... Do you just, like, fire a fucking meteor off of, Did you get Tella to send you here? Oh, wait, no, he's dead. Unfortunately. Also, these games aren't actually, like, sequels to each other, so... It would be a little bit hard for him to even know who Tella is, because Tella doesn't exist in this universe. In fact, even the games that are claimed to be sequels are not. Surely. Like, come on, you mean to tell me that that one game is an actual sequel to Final Fantasy X? Are you kidding me? There's multiple worlds. Yes, that is true. And so there is an implication in Final Fantasy VI that Go-Go is actually the same one from FF5. Also, yeah, the Butts does kind of tee up a little bit the idea of, is it because we overused the crystals? And I think that that is sort of ultimately the overarching theme of a lot of FF5. Other than just the existentialism and the idea of, like, the void and the fear of death, is that I think on some level quite a lot of it is the idea of, like, industrialism not being good. And, like, Exdeath, it was pointed out to me very recently. I wish I could have come up with this on my own, because out of context, it does sound kind of, like, incredibly clownish, but... So, Exdeath's Castle, when you actually get into it for real, and it's got, like, the freaky walls made out of people, and Exdeath is a tree, asterisk. So, some people are like, oh yeah, it's like a tree made a building out of human flesh. It's kind of like humans making buildings out of wood, which I guess in this case would be tree flesh. Which... I don't know if that's necessarily intentional. It's so, like, goofy that it is at this point where it's like, that's too fucking stupid for it to be the possibility. And yet also, it is FF5, which is inherently a very goofy game, and on purpose, too, that it's so clownish that it very much could be the actual idea. But I think that there is a lot of theming of like being fairly environmentalist and over-industrialism in this game, which would crop up in quite a few other Final Fantasy games. Obviously, it is kind of like a recurring thing in general. And there's also, like, we could also talk about just the idea of, like, how pastoralism is a big part of Western-style fantasy, and being that Final Fantasy owes much of its roots to Dungeons & Dragons, means that effectively it owes most of its roots to Lord of the Rings. So it's naturally going to get passed down eventually, but, you know, that's a little bit too much. Anyway, we are now short one old man, apparently. Yep. We only got 3 party members, and I bet he took his gear with him. That prick. Oh, man. Well... We're gonna have to go back to the castle or something? Hold up. Yeah, I mean, we could just ask Sid and Mid. Maybe they know something. They here? Hold up. Oh, they're gonna be in, They are in the base. Right? That's where I'm gonna have to go, right? Is back in the tiny part of the Ronka ruins that was not knocked off. Okay, so Lena, take daggers. Lena, you just keep going until you master Knight, and then you can become like a sorcerer or something. You can start driving a truck, etc., etc. I've made this reference before. But you're going to become the local alchemist. Ah, good. He's got the ability to booze it up if we need to. Hell yeah. It'll match my supposed hobby of smoking. The only thing after Warhammer is drinking. If you're around 40k people enough, you might want to start drinking. That's for fucking sure. Asterisk, every fan base is, like, full of people who are good and people who are bad. Anywho, I gotta come in here, probably. Are the boys in here? Or are they back at the nerd library for nerds? As opposed to a regular library for nerds, or a nerd library for, like, non-nerds. I'm not here to tell you how any of that would work. The door is still locked, huh? Damn. Oh, I gotta... No, I think I gotta go press the button again. Never mind. Yeah, I actually just forgot about the button. I don't think I need to go underground to the ship, right? But hey, at least I can go back and fight enemies in the fire ship if I need to. I don't need to. I could also go into the cave and try to fight some Skull Eaters. 1,000 needles would work on those, right? It's fixed damage. Hey, have you guys seen Sid and Mid? Let's park this thing. Let's go take a look at this meteor again. Can't just put a battery in this thing, can we? Anyway, I didn't see him at the base. I didn't see him at the nerd library. You guys hanging out in Karnak, maybe? Probably not, but hey. You could probably also just come here and stock up on rods again. And have some more explosive devices. How many of these do we have for everybody? Let's at least set ourselves up with 15 total of each. Just in case. See, I need the black chocobo to land there. We'll try this place. It'd be here, but maybe the king has returned. Yeah, see, there we go. This will start us. Oh yeah, King's dead. Listen. I thought he escaped for some reason. So I forget if I've explained this. Maybe it'll show up here. But the story says in later translations where Ferris's birth name is translated as Sarissa properly, as opposed to Salsa, that the name Ferris was taken from mispronouncing Sarissa as Farifa when during childhood. So the translation kind of loses out on that a little bit, but you know, as if that's been the only problem there's ever been with the translation, right? Hey, it didn't have to be correct. They could have just said it in-game and it could have been bullshit. Ferris not remembering anything because of falling off of a dragon. Which is a bit like falling out of an airship. Another thing that I can say about Ferris is that originally, well, supposedly, I don't know how true this one is, even more than the other thing, that supposedly, originally, Ferris was developed as a gambler named Eva Sherwill, with no connection to Lena or the Tycoon family. And then, of course, Nomura latched onto the concept of the gambler character for Setzer, who also basically kind of steals a lot of shit from Ferris, while also being a Quentin Flynn character. I mean, wait. I'm sorry, that was mean, because Quentin Flynn doesn't voice characters who are like him. He just... Anyway. Now that we've talked to them, now do we go find the dorks? They might know how to help us out. Is that where we can go help Galuff chop this tree down? I mean, there's a bunch of, like, gears and stuff in this weird base. We could build some sort of giant chainsaw that we could strap onto our boat thing. Right, just send this airship into space with a giant saw attached to the front of it. It'll be fine. We won't look like part of the Vogon constructor fleet or anything. Solutions is circumcised. Wow, alright, that's... I'm gonna need a minute to think about that one. Because I don't have a comeback. Well, how can I stop thinking? Why did you say it if you didn't want me to think about it? Oh, hey, buddy. Sure didn't think when you said... Oh, let's see. You wanted to put it back? Okay. All right, then. I guess it's time to go and check out the other meteors. Oh, right, I remember this. Hold up, let's save. Honestly, I probably should be going and leveling butts a little bit, but... You know. Yikes! It's a den of monsters. Alright. What are we dealing with? It's Titan. Look at him. He looks like he's squatting out something pretty serious. Damn it, Lena. I'm sorry for saying that, I guess. Earthshaker, huh? He just opens the fight. Echo Slam! Wait. Just jump when the earth shake. I mean, yeah, you've got a point. Jump when the earth shakes. You idiots. Come on. Pew, 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 pew! Oh, that might hurt. But no! Wow. You suck, dude. Well, we gained the ability to summon Titan, so that's nice. Thankfully, we can just go right over here to heal. I'm dead all the time, but also nuked everyone. Nice. Alright, it's time to go find another big rock, I guess. If we go this way, we can go find the Tim Walls meteorite. Accused of fraud? Wait. Titan was just it. Yeah, the thing is just they want you to go to the other meteorites for some reason. Listen, I'm not here to explain why. It's to power up the airship somehow. And by power up the airship, I mean we're powering up the portal in the first meteorite. Whatever I just said before, I'm full of shit. Here we go. Right next to where the Dagron is sitting. Guys? Uh-oh. Oh, we gotta fight you guys outside here. The Burobolus. Is that what I'm seeing here? Usually known by the name Pyroboros in later games. And even more recently, Pyrobolus, which is a Latin word for bomb. So you can guess what kind of enemies these dudes are. That's right, they're cactuars. Meanwhile, Salsa can deal with things by just... Yeah. So... Shit! You're kidding me! What?! Oh my god, dude, I'm gonna... Fucking no fun allowed here, I guess. Honestly, that's not even that bad. I can just deal with this. But I am just sort of over here like, wow! That's upsetting! Hey, Butts, can you use... No, he uses staffs, not rods. Which, as we all know, are totally different. Can we steal things? Oh, jeez. Oh, God. I don't like that. Hey, quick, can you raise somebody? Man, Yeah, see, look at that damage variance, though. That is freaking huge. Oh, right, no, this is a bad idea, because of... Well, I wasn't thinking here. What else is new? I guess we just kind of get defensive here. And wait for all of them to start spamming Exploder. If they actually decide to do that. Just don't hit. No! Okay, well... if all we have to do is just wait this out now, then we've won this. If not, this is hugely upsetting. Being honest with you, it's pretty upsetting anyway, but... I'm just moderately booty blasted right now, that's all. Cause, like, really, did I save last? In the back of my head, I'm like, I know I just did. I forget when, though, because it definitely happened. Before Titan, that kind of makes sense. But I'm having a dumb moment, so... Would you just explode already, you rancid bitch? Come on. I want you to explode all over my face. Please, I am asking you for the... Oh. What, was I not supposed to say it that way? Took you long enough. Oh, and of course the mockery at the very end, blowing up on Ferris, right? Your dad named you Salsa. Thanks, asshole. And Ferris is just like, thanks for reminding me. That was annoying. Let's go back to Karnak and let's go buy some more ice rods. Because I'm mad about fucking that fight up. Honestly, it wasn't even like I did it wrong. It was the shitty RNG. Alright, let's go and buy some more items. Buy like 20 of these. I think about 20 Phoenix Downs will probably do also. Buy some more tents. I probably should have another character become White Mage, but... well... if I ever did things the sensible way, that'd be the real change of pace. In any case, there appears to be one more meteor and that's it, and that'll be right here. Around the town of Gorn, which makes me think of it as being called Gone. That's right, everybody. The ruined town that was blown up, it's called Gone. That's the name of it. Totally sensible. Alright, let's take a look-see. Uh-oh. They've been attacked by rings. Alright, we got Kima Brain here, the Chimera Brain. Oops. I forgot to give Ferris a weapon again. Oh, that's okay. He's kind of on healing duty anyway right now, really, so... it might not even be the most important thing to give him a new weapon. Lena, could you please actually land your attacks? God, this thing hits hard. Maybe I'm under-leveled. I mean, admittedly, I do have Ferris as a red mage, who probably has just absolute shit all for stats, probably, because... like, let's be real here. Why would they give Red Mage good stats? It's too useful of a class. And they don't want a repeat of FF1 where it's, like, really busted because it learns almost everything good. Wow, okay, you can't use Ruse? Big whoop. Where are you gonna have space for that anyway? That's right, become old. Curse of nostalgia upon you. Now you shall reminisce about drinking from the hose. That's horrifying, actually. Never mind. Are we the baddies? Alright, Ferris, you have enough time to shove that thing up this guy's ass, and it's a lot of damage. Very nice. Okay, well, that is the place that we have to go to in order to get to Galoof's world, but I think we are not quite ready for that just yet. We're gonna go do a little bit more work and get ourselves at least moderately more prepped. I'm not gonna turn this whole stream into a 1-hour grind session. Although, I mean, I probably could. Mostly, I'm gonna save here. I'm gonna go here, and we're gonna go look for some Skull Eaters if we can. Hey, there he is, the Skull Eater. We're gonna blow some fish at him. That's right. So Skull Eater only has 1 HP, but it also has a wild amount of defense. And also, casting magic on it is a very bad idea under most circumstances. But thankfully, Blowfish is fixed damage, so that part doesn't matter so much. Thankfully, we got ourselves a nice healing point right here in Jakol. Oh hey, look, it's Double Lizard again. Anyway, let's head back in here and start looking for some dudes. Hey, there we... Ow! Mate! I mean, okay, we got some ABP out of it, but like... He just came in here and ate ass and proceeded to explain nothing and leave. The guy. What a... Asshole. Alright, so what do we get from the... Oh yeah, medicine. Doubles our potion, their powers. I actually am going to have a quick look and see what our set of learning stuff looks like for the chemist. Oh, I guess we get mix as our next command, which is actually just kind of the main thing that I want out of this. You jerk. Let's try and steal from it, I guess, just out of curiosity. Couldn't steal. Damn. And we're not dealing enough damage to actually kill it. So, if you want to leave the fight there, old Skull Eater, never mind. It doesn't want to leave the fight. It wants to just completely prevent us from being able to get anything out of the battle. Well, good thing we saved very recently. Oh, that didn't do a lot. That's unfortunate. I was hoping those guys would be like properly weak to ice, but didn't seem like it. Alright, let's go back to the place with the nut guys and go deal with that. Oh, bio soldiers. Gross. Now remember, these guys will cast bio on us as a counterattack when they're alone. So, Ferris, what the fuck? Why can't you hit this guy? What, is he, like, immune to electricity or something? Ferris? Is Ferris still using the Coral Sword? Yes, Ferris. Okay. It's just that Ferris forgot to, like, tip his hat back or something, you know? You could see over the edge of it. Alright, so here's some nut eaters. Some nut eaters. Wait. Hey, at least they're worth 2 ABP. I think the bio soldiers weren't even worth 2. Or maybe that's just a guess on my part. Oh. Well, we do get the free 5 ability points for that anyway, so can't really be that mad about it. And then I log into the next fight here. And it immediately uses Incisor on Ferris. Skull Eater, use a bitch. Skull Eater, use a bitch! That's sub-ideal, but acceptable. Stop that! Fine, I'll just leave. Okay, you... Do you see what I have to put up with, man? 3 fucking times this douchebag killed Ferris. Fucking filthy rat. Jesus. I would have preferred it just ran away at that point. Fine, I guess the game is like, hey, yeah, how dare you try to level grind. I guess you've got a point, don't you? Oh god, yeah, I don't want to deal with this, please. Let me leave. Excuse. Alright, let's just go and, I mean, we could fight Prototype a bunch by setting everybody to Blue Mage, so that way we can just cheese it. But that would mean only Ferris would get any AP, which is a huge sink because we still need 600 to get Red Mage finished. Yeah, I mean, that is kind of true. We just... slight problem that... Well, I guess Ferris would be the one to be learning that, huh? Because look who actually has space for it. Yeah, so I really did say that I was not going to make this into just a massive grind fest, and then I just immediately am backtracking on that, aren't I? I would apologize, but... maybe I should anyway. Yeah, we'll leave medicine on butts for that, and Lena... You're gonna be the other blue mage, at least until I get to such a point where Ferris has control. Oh, that's a little bit annoying. Anyway, remember the method to do this with blue magic. It's 2 Dark Sparks followed by a level 5 death. Yep. There you go, folks. I demonstrated that earlier, but hey, here's another, so you can see how easy it is. Yeah, that was Lena who got that, I believe. Yep. And that failed. Fuck. Well, rude game. And 2 failures of Dark Spark in a row. I guess I'm going back to heal after this one for sure. Well, thank goodness I have flamethrower already, I guess. And yeah, I did start to... There's every possibility that I may just start fast-forwarding through parts of this just to... Just because otherwise it is a little bit tedious. Otherwise, it's probably a little tedious for stream. I don't know how people feel about the fast forward, though. I was gonna say, hey, this time it's slow enough to let me do this without, without doing any actions, but unfortunately not quite. Ooh. Well, that's rough. Right, but I think I landed 2 of those, so I should be able to level 5 death here. Nope, nope, I'm dumb. I only landed 1, and I already forgot because everything else that could go wrong here. But hey, at least the other 2 gain a nice chunk of experience comparatively. I wish that the AP would be split like that. But hey. that. That's pretty painful, but missile is not really a big deal. It does annoy me when I miss my Dark Sparks, though. Eesh. Yep. Yeah, just a lot of the same, but hey. You know what? It's nice to just be a little bit more relaxed about things now, because obviously I've been kind of bothered by the fact that I fucked up and didn't save my Dark Cloud file last time. Oh boy. It's 2 misses in a row. God, just land the fucking spell. I didn't realize its accuracy was that bad. Is there something I can do to improve that? Because, yeesh. It was just a level, but I was mashing through a little fast. Because of some reason. Okay, yeah, so Ferris gained a level. Did you gain control? Yes, you did gain control, so that's good. Which means that we're free to switch Ferris back to being a red mage. Once I remember where the hell at it. There we go. Yeah. Catch control. Jobs. Lena, how far off are you from mastering Knight? Not that far, really. Honestly, I don't really need learning for the moment yet, but hey, we'll do it anyway. Bart's, you've got Mix, right? No, he doesn't have Mix yet. That's what I was working towards still. The back attack, very annoying. And Butts got immediately splitting. I don't know where I'm going with the joke here, so... The important part, however, is that we can make this dude just explode on himself. Damn it, I need to just remember to heal him after battle. If I'd done my inputs a little better, I could probably have at least used a tonic on him in the middle of battle, and it would have been worth something. Or more, anyway. Let's try to at least get Lena to Master Knight, and then we can switch her to another class. Oh wait, no, don't. Drink is to use the drink items. Oh, do I need to have the medicine ability equipped? Take full advantage? Yeah, I guess I do. Okay, good. At least Butts was only paralyzed. Ferris, can you take control of this fucking thing? This is part of why I was preferring to do this by the blue magic method, because it feels less susceptible to RNG, or bare minimum, you'd end up in fewer situations where you're just like, ugh, can this actually work? Please! can sell items here. Is that dark matter worth anything? Dark matter is mostly, and by mostly I mean entirely, used for... Oh, it's worth only 5 GP. Wow. Well, that's unfortunate. I was hoping that would actually be worth a little bit of something, but nope. Oops. Oh no, it's working on its own. It's just that it costs... it's just that the base healing of the tonics is only 50. I thought it was 100. I'm a fool. Okay, we got Mix. The Chemist can learn some other very useful abilities, but for the time being, that, I think, is actually enough for the learning things from there. Is there other ability option? Oh. We'll use Medicine, I guess. Let's get Butts a level of White Magic. And now we're getting into the bad luck times again here. That's better. Alright, we should only need to kill two more of these things, rather, to get Lena's Knight maxed out. And of course we've got this going on, because obviously. Yeah, one off, and that'll get Butts' white magic to level 1. There we go. Let's have it self-destruct, and we're off to the races. There we go. So now Knight should be maxed out, and Lena can switch over to another job. Which can be, well, a lot of things, really. But I am thinking... maybe Dragoon? Actually, Ninja would be a good choice, because somebody having access to throw would be very helpful. like maxed out for loaning dual sword. I'm going to assume that I do. By the way, I keep trying to press triangle to guard. It doesn't work in this game. The problem is that I'm an idiot, so I keep thinking that, oh yeah, this is just like later games. Or even if not to guard, then just like pass to the next character's turn. Dual wield does take a little bit. Put it nicely. But hey, Butts and Ferris gained a level. How deep into the second world is the barrier tower? Because I know that there's an enemy there that has level 2 Old and level 4 Graviga, which would be nice to learn both of those. So being at a multiple of 4 would enable me to do that. Honestly, I think I might just go for it now. Give me that. Hold up. Sorry, I'm reading something real quick. Dragon Fangs for that, though. Why? Yeah, because I just kind of decided I did not want to even fight the thing in the... Well, also, I had to run away from that fight. Else can check. Just wait until I that. Cast X Death. Okay, I can probably just wait until Magic Dragon shows up for that then. Level 3 player is used by X Death as a boss, or by executors later on. Oh, okay. That's right, because... Yeah, so... To clarify, the reason why I was looking those up is that in Galoof's world, in outer space, there are some enemies in the dungeon called the Barrier Tower that I've already discussed that have a lot of blue magic, as you might expect. There's quite a lot of it in the game. And several of them require you to do some very strange things to get it. In order to get level 3 Flare and level 2 Old, which are in those areas, you need to be able to cast Reflect on those enemies and then control them. And our only real source of Reflect at this point requires us to use Dragon Fangs that we get from the Hydra enemies in Ronka Ruins. So just go back and get that. Right, it blew up! Right! Bit of a problem. So, yeah, we're just gonna have to wait and get those later. They'll jump in the hole. And head off to space. We're escaping to the one place that hasn't been corrupted by capitalism. That's right. Oops, world. It looks so like it's at nighttime. Not a whole lot of places we can go right now, huh? Here's a POW. Dies in one hit. For by one hit, I technically mean 2 hits, but hey. Close enough. Ferris, I don't know that you need control on right now, so we'll equip you with learning, even though that's probably not going to be a thing that gets you too much for at least a little bit here. Very nice. Ah, I see. Oh, okay, so they want you to actually... That makes sense. I wouldn't have thought of that, to be honest with you. Because I would never expect that to actually be like a gameplay story integration level. Because Lena loves getting poisoned. Uh-oh. The heck is that thing? It's too small for me to see because it's an overworld sprite. The Abductor. Well, hardly know her or something. I don't know. It definitely lives up to its name. Right. This is a boss fight that you're allowed to just die to. Which is great because right now Butts is a white mage. He's not going to be winning this one anytime soon. At least I'm pretty sure you can die to this. Right? It's... Yeah. In fact, you might even have to, but... Heck, if I recall. There he is. And he's got his psycho strings with him, too. Prepare the giant mirror. What an incredible thing to say. I didn't say, do you know where Butts is? The Loof is. But there we go, we found him. Apparently. Gilgamesh. Hey, I know that guy. As Butts immediately walks up to the cage, the gate, rather. Right as he's telling Gilgamesh, hey, make sure they don't move. What an audacious fellow. Meanwhile, Golf has learned how to fly a dragon, apparently. Or perhaps he already knew. And he's like, off we go! Oh wow, so did X-Death, like, take all those away from us, I guess? Wow. What a dick. Anyway, I suppose it's alright that he keeps his equipment. Really? Locked from the inside. Boo! Okay, well, there's a save point. I'm not done yet, though. It'd be nice to just mount a daring rescue and have that be our thing that we start next time on, but... rather save with the whole team in place, you know? I was gonna say, hopefully I don't have to get into too many solo fights, but... who knows, right? We had some tarantulas here. We've been slowed. But thankfully, these guys are nice and fragile. Oh, hey, here's Gilgamesh. Admittedly, a 1v1 against Gilgamesh seems a little bit rough. Shutting him up like that, I don't know. Might do a lot of work. Alright, we can take one more hit, and then we're going to want to heal. At least we should be able to take one more hit. Ooh, we're getting a little tight there, but hey. At least we don't need to elixir yet. Take another hit. Yeah. I should probably just heal again right afterwards. Alright, just keep hitting him. Oh, he was done already. Wow. Well, off he goes. He doesn't even give us any ABP. What an absolute tightwad. Alright, the gang's all here. Let's go back and save. At least these spiders have a nice chunk of tonics on them. That's pretty good. That'll help us out a little bit. Not a huge amount, obviously, but hey. Here we've got a shell bear. Okay. That's a strange name for that. But okay. Not too bad. Not too bad. It's a bit more durable than the tarantulas, and by a bit, I mean a pretty fair amount, really. A little bit of stealth action there. And do cave diving. That's not a bad idea, Lears. Get some more materials and shit together. Not a bad idea. Especially because we need tons of iron. Oh boy, do we need tons of iron. Etc. Anyway, for those of you who are wondering why I'm continuing to raise up Galoof's trainer ability, it's because at, I think, level 3, he gains the release ability, which can be used with the capture ability to do some very funny stuff. In fact, I may even want to give it to everybody, because under certain circumstances, you can just capture 4 of certain monsters and just unleash them in certain areas to just cheese certain fights. Or at least put really big dents into them. But, again, that's something that we will look into more in the future. So, until next time, everybody,